Hello guys, welcome to another LabVIEW tutorial video in which we are gonna see how we can have a different kind of processing into an array by using a for loop. So in the previous video, we already see how we can initiate or start an array by using a for loop. So in this video, we are gonna see how we can process that elements by using a for loop. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I just need to create an array first. So I'm gonna right click on my front panel. I am gonna go into the array container and then I'm gonna create a one-dimensional array. So now I need to give a control. So I'm just gonna create a control here and now I'm gonna expand this array. So in this way, what I have is my first input array. So I'm gonna call it input array because I'm gonna use it as an input and then we are gonna use some kind of processing on it and then we are gonna see or we are gonna build a output array. Okay, so I have this my input array here. The next I want to have a for loop. So for that I'm gonna go back into the block diagram. I am gonna go into the structures and in the for loop. So I can just click start the for loop, drag through my screen and then I can click and I can create my for loop. Okay, so now what I want to do is I just want to have the input array connected to the for loop for the auto indexing because we already know like if we are gonna connect any function or anything with the for loop, so it's gonna be used a terminal and that terminal is used for auto indexing. Okay, so what for loop is gonna do is it's gonna iterate through this array and it's gonna bring all elements one by one and it's gonna bring it into the loop. So for that, what I want to do is I already connected and created a auto indexing terminal, but I want to see the value. So for that, what I would like to have an indicator here. So let's add an indicator here and maybe we can call it maybe current value because every time loop is gonna go into the array and it's gonna bring the value. So let's call it current value. Sorry for distraction, but if you think my videos are helpful for you or if you are a serious LabVIEW learner, then I am gonna highly recommend you can go into the description of this video and then you can find a course link where I have over 5 hours of video where I explain each and every tool in very detailed and with an example as well. And if you have any ideas about collaborations, if you have some projects or assignments, any tasks, feel free to write me in my email, which is also in the description of this video. Thank you. And now, as I already said, we want to use this array and we want to process some kind of processing on the data of this array. So I want to add some kind of function. So maybe we can go into the numeric and we can have some kind of function we can negate. We can take a square root or simple. We can take a square and I'm gonna add a square here. And then I need to connect the array input here and then I want to connect the output of this square function to the auto indexing terminal of the loop. So I already created auto indexing terminal here. So now if I'm gonna create an indicator, it's gonna create an array for me. So because I already explained in the previous video, it's gonna create a array here. So I'm gonna create an indicator and look at that, it's gonna create an array for me. So what I can do is I can bring my array here, which is gonna be made after processing. So what I can do is I can call it output array because it's the array which is gonna come after the auto processing. Output array. Let's expand it. Actually there is some, yes. Okay, this is my output array and I want to expand it and maybe I can move it a little bit up. Okay, and here I am gonna receive my current value. Every iteration it's gonna bring the value from the input array, bring it into the loop. So we can see here into the current value, but it's gonna be processing very fast. So maybe we are gonna see only the last value. Okay, I have input array. I am gonna apply a square function on the elements of input array, and then I'm gonna see it into the output array. So I'm gonna run the code. Okay, there is a problem. I forgot to have the element into the array. So first I need to add some values. I need to provide some elements into my array. So let's say 4, 5, 6, because I did not fill it with the element. So I need to fill it first, and then it's gonna have some kind of processing. 9, let's say 10. Okay, so now I'm gonna run the code. Boom. So look at that. The last value of the iteration was 10. So that's why we can see the value into the current value, which it brings into the loop and into the output array. Like what it did is, by using this auto indexing terminal, it applies a square function on every element and save into the output array. So that's why square of 2 is 4, 1 is 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, 4 is 16, 5 square is 25, like that. So what we can do is, like, in this way we can have some kind of processing on different arrays by using a for loop. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to support this channel, where you are gonna find a lot of lab videos and tutorials. And if you are a serious LabVIEW learner, I am gonna highly recommend you can go into the description of this video and you can find my course link, where I have over 5 hours of LabVIEW videos in which I have explained each and every tool in a very detailed video with an example as well. And if you have some projects or assignments or tasks, feel free to write me on my email, which is also given in the description.